Good morning, traders. Manny Cabrera from MDC Trading Academy with today's pre-market forecast for Monday, November 22nd. Let's quickly jump to our news items for this week. No reports today on Monday, but we are chock full of nuts of very important reports this week, including the flash manufacturing PMI tomorrow, 9:45. Of course, unemployment claims, CS Corp inflation information, and of course consumer sentiment. And obviously on Wednesday, which is the heaviest day of the week, we have FOMC minutes, and we're expecting the Fed to make some sort of decision on interest rates, or at least lay a timetable. And I think the market's just waiting for that type of certainty. In the meantime, the market seems to be ignoring any negative information regarding anything, regarding inflation, regarding what's happening in Washington. It's just sucking it up and continuing to establish new all-time highs as this market just continues its resiliencies to the upside, as we can clearly see here from day to day. It's not the most efficient method of moving the market to the upside, but nonetheless it is. We're expecting a much deeper retracement here at this section here, nearly coming down to the 20 SMA, but the market just continued resiliency to the upside, and we find ourselves within this really clear uptrending channel. And it seems like the market is no let up on this. It's just market continuing to go up. Now, is it efficient movement? No. Our ATR is very low, the lowest we've had in quite some time at 39. And we're just barely averaging over a million. Remember, we're looking for 1.1 million as far as volume, and at least an HR above 30. This is an adjustment we have made. We had it a little lower before, but through new analysis and new study, we realized 30 is the key number. As long as we remain above these two numbers, we can have markets which move efficiently most of the time with clear directions, breakouts, so on and so forth. So it's been kind of interesting. We had a beautiful 2 weeks as we were traveling throughout the country. We were in Miami the week before. We were in Orlando last week as we were meeting our students, and we had great trading sessions throughout the week as we were training. It was awesome. We also had our good days. We also had our real bad days in reference to movement and volume. So what's really going on behind these numbers? Let's look below these numbers, just a little behind these numbers. You can see another all-time high established coming off the previous one, which was established couple of days ago, I think on Friday. Market clearly retraces below this area. What does it do? Finds resistance. Finds clear resistance on this particular trend line here. Cannot stay above it. It uses it as a launch pad up, and this is where we find ourselves right now. There's a very clear amount of sellers in this particular area here. So you see them bouncing back and forth between the all-time high and these areas here. But this is a very clear area of support and resistance. Very clear area of support. Of course, we do have that channel, same channel that we saw at the daily chart. Here it is in a more micro fashion, but it seems like we're bouncing right between these two things here. Looks a little incoherent, this movement. I mean, this straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down kind of movement is kind of weird. That's why you have to be very careful when you are entering this market. Make sure your analysis is tight. It truly gives you the value of the market. Make sure that you're buying at the right spots and you're making right decisions in reference to entering, particularly where you're placing your stops. What does today look like to us in reference to trading it? Let's go to our analysis chart here. As you can see, we're between the intraday high of Friday, which is right here, and the intraday low of Friday. We do have a trend line from the previous on Friday's pre-market sessions. We can see we do have this particular trend line to the upside here, but gives us a slight idea that the market is slowly but surely moving up. Again, this is the movement that I was talking to you about. It's very inconsistent. It's not, the sharper the movement up, the stronger the move is. Here we're seeing moves to the upside, but very slow. We're pretty much sideways if you really think about it. We're really much caught up between this support and resistance area. This is where the battle is going to be won. So what are we essentially looking for? Well, first we're looking for any type of break, potentially below this line here. Any type of break below that line there. Seems to be a line in the sand here, right as we speak, right there. Anything below here, we're potentially looking for shorts, at least till this area here, potentially this area here. And of course, any break below there, all bets are off. Any hold of this area here, we're expecting to retest of these areas right up here. And of course, any break above that, of course, we're talking about establishing new all-time highs potentially and moving forward. But that's pretty much what we're looking for today. Very simple in reference to analysis and decisions that you need to make. As long as you understand whether you should be buying or selling, remember your stops come first. Have a great session. Let me know how it goes. Take care.